What's up, class? Evans here. We're going to learn some of the basics of electronics, batteries and switches and light bulbs and motors, and plug them all together on a breadboard. Let's go ahead and get started. So we want to go to Designs and create a new circuit. And we're going to bring in a battery, a 9-volt battery, and I'm going to rotate it. It's kind of facing upright. And then we're going to bring in a little breadboard. Same thing, we're going to rotate it. Now I want to start with a light bulb, kind of the basics. So I'm going to go to search and type light. And it should show up. Let's try light bulb. There it is. So I'm going to bring in a little light bulb. Now I can directly connect the positive part of the light bulb to the positive part of the battery and the negative part of the light bulb to the negative part of the battery and start that, and it will just turn on. But usually light bulbs aren't just directly connected to a battery. Usually there's a button in between it. So to do that, let me disconnect those wires by clicking on them and deleting them. And I'm going to put a switch connected to the breadboard. Before I do that, let's connect all the wires. So I'm going to start with my red wire here, going up and over to the positive side. And then I'm going to put my negative wire. In order to connect electricity, you have to have kind of like a flow. Is usually the way people refer it, where the electricity can flow into it, and then the negative is where it flows out. So I'm connecting my wires there, and I want to put a little push button here, and I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to put it right here near the top. I'm just putting it the second and fourth one down. And as far as I understand, electricity needs to flow in through terminal A, and it can exit out terminal 2B. It works. I don't know if that's the only way it works, but so I'm going to have a I'm going to take a positive line. I'm going to connect it from the positive port to port 2. So I'm connecting it like directly to that button. And then I'm going to connect from there to my light bulb. So electricity is flowing from the battery into this positive port, into port 2, which is connected to the button. And the button, when it's pressed, will send it to this port. So electricity will now flow into the light bulb. And then I'm going to have a black wire going from here all the way back to the negative port. Notice I'm not touching any of these lines in between. I'm just going straight back to anywhere on the negative port. Let's see if it works. I'm going to hit Start Simulation, and then when I click on this button, the light bulb will turn on. Now I have to click and hold it for it to turn on. It's just a quick switch. So if I press it, it will turn on. If I stop pressing, it will turn off. So now we've done the first part. Now I want to try, instead of a button, let's do a switch. Because usually when you turn on lights at a house, it's a light switch where it just toggles to on or off and kind of stays wherever you left it. This one instead is just a button. So I'm going to bring in this side switch here. And I'm going to rotate it. And I'm going to place it about here on 11. 10, 11, and 12. And power, I'm going to have coming in to 10. So I'm going to put a red wire going into 10. And then I'm going to have a black wire, that's the negative one, going in from the middle plug over to where I have 11 here. And then I'm going to put my LED. Let me place it here, rotate it like we did last time, and I'm going to put it on right here. And then I'm going to have my wire going from here back to the negative. So the way this works, I have electricity coming into the switch, and then when the switch is turned on, it goes over to the LED, and then it flows back out into the negative part of the battery. So I'm going to hit Start Simulation. Uh-oh, it burst right away. Did you see that? If I turn this off, I had it on. But you see what happens here? It did this explosive thing. It means I burst my LED. There's too much electricity going through there. You know what? Let's stop simulation, and we're going to get rid of this wire here. And let's put a little resistor. A resistor, it resists the flow of electricity. And let's put it right here so that there's a little resistance going in. And let's start simulation. And it's on. We're good. So it slowed down the electricity. It's not very bright though. If we maybe make it less of a resistor, maybe we can say, let's change it to ohms. Let's make it like half the size. Let's say 500. I think that will change how bright it is. I can't tell. Let's see if I make it too small. Let's make it 50 and see if it bursts again. Oh yeah, it burst. So 50 is too low. Yeah, let's do like 400 or something. Yeah, that one's good. All right, so now we've set up our second circuit. One circuit gets electricity flowing into this button and turns on our light bulb. That's just a push button. This is a switch, which I can turn on or off my light. I could do the same thing with the light bulb there. That one needed a resistor because there was too much electricity and it burst the little LED. Now let's do one more. I want to show you something called a potentiometer. So let me rotate that guy. A potentiometer is like a dimmer switch. It can rotate in any direction, and I'm going to put it down here, about there. I put it on 19, 20, and 21. And then I'm going to put a red wire for power going into 19, powering it. And then I need another red wire going into the middle connection. Let me move this out of the way. I want to put it on the middle connection over. So it's kind of underneath the potentiometer there. See it? And then I want to bring in a little motor so that you can see, because it's hard to see with the light bulb how the potentiometer works. Let me search motor. There we go, DC motor. And I want electricity to flow into the red here. And then I need the black wire for the negative going back here. It doesn't matter where I put on the negative as long as it's connected to the negative. So now when I start my simulation, I have light bulb, LED, and this potentiometer, if you notice the gear spinning, as I turn it, it slows down the rounds per minute. I can slow it way down, or I can speed it way up. So this is all I wanted to do for this assignment. The assignment was called Buttons, Switches, and Potentiometers which you would type up here. There we go. So I'll check this from your desk, or if you know how to send it to, you can try to send it to me with this. Let's see. I haven't sent one before. Some of you have sent me a few things, but I suppose you can send it here. Oh, you could copy it? Let's try that. Let's try copying this and then going to your assignment, button switches and potentiometers. And sending it to me through here. Maybe a comment, or when you hit submit assignment, adding it to it. We'll figure it out together. Thanks. Bye.